Yeah, here's a chart of silver, and they've had a nice little run up here, but there's that $42 area right in there, and they've popped up above it three times so far. And even this morning, they got above it just a smidge, and now everything's kind of pulled back off of it again. But well, I think if we can close above that $42 area, I think silver's probably going to go to $50. But this is that first big spot where they were stuck. I don't know, what was it, 14, 15 years ago. And then they raised margins on it and then they slapped it down to like 35, $36, and it hadn't seen 42 cents. So I think it's kind of a mental thing, and the silver traders out there going, can we get it above 42? So, but it's kind of a mental thing if you were around back then. But anyway, right now they're having a hard time with it, and which I figured they would. And so if we can get it close above there, there's really nothing stopping them from going to 50. So,
Did the contract switching, does that have anything to do with like this recent like little tick up?
no, we rolled the contract, what was it, a week and 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, something like that.
Yeah.
So that hadn't done anything. We were no trading down there around 38, $39 when that happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Uh, Coming back from California.
Uh,
Still getting used to the EST again.
yeah,
Oh, you got
yeah.
some jet lag going on there, Alex?
A little bit. Though I woke up, honestly, it wasn't that bad because I was waking up at like 5 a.m. every morning to go hiking in Yosemite. Like it's so busy. If you don't get in there early, it's hard to find parking and stuff. But it's not as bad as it could be. But any bad trades I take, that's the reason.
Oh, there you
Still
go.
jet lag people. So yeah.
What did you see Sasquatch?
Yeah, he was chilling. He was chilling by the lake, dude. I dapped him up. I did wear my Sasquatch t-shirt
There you
uh,
go.
while I was there, though. I got some people who said they believe when they passed me on the trail. So apparently, it's a big Sasquatch area.
Yeah, I that's what I've heard. I've never been to that part of California. But I have been to the coast all along there between San Francisco and San Diego.
It's
So,
beautiful, man. I
yeah.
was on Santa. We went to L.A. Then we went, it was a wedding in Santa Barbara, but we took a few days in L.A. We drove up to Malibu, got some beach time in, went to Santa Barbara, which is a beautiful, beautiful town.
Yeah.
And then we drove, to Yosemite from there. Actually, I ran a fire because had an Airbnb booked by Kings Canyon and in this town called Miramont. And we were on the way there, and the host emailed us and said, "Hey, just letting you know this fire broke out yesterday. It's spreading pretty fast. It's pretty smoky and hazy, but you should be okay." We were like, well, we looked at the fire map and it was kind of close to where we were staying. So we made a split second decision to go to Yosemite, which is a little farther north. And turns out it was the right decision because a day later, there was an evacuation order issued for Miramont where we were going to stay. So we would have been just like fleeing forest fires instead
Oh,
of,
wow.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was reading something yesterday. I was looking at somewhere in Oregon, like Eastern Oregon. I saw some news. There's literally, isn't there a fire going on right now up there?
it's fire season, man. It could be.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the
It's
summer.
getting that time of year for sure.
It's a crazy state. There's mudslides, fires, earthquakes,
Yeah.
but then it's so beautiful. And you're just like, ah,
Yeah.
it's
And then they
all.
get dumped. What was it? Wasn't it just this past winter they had like, what was it? Like 36 inches of snow up in the not the Cascades or something like that. I mean, they just got dumped on. Everybody was stuck in their house for 2 weeks.
Oh wow. Yeah, man. I mean, it's got. I think California might be my favorite state. It's just it's so pretty everywhere. Beach.
Yeah,
You
it
have big
is.
urban centers. You have beach. You have mountains. You have desert. You got everything you want. It's so. But yeah. So that you still in that Rio put? looking pretty solid. I'm up 65% on that.
Yes, I am. So
Oh,
There you go. Anybody tuned in last, what was that, 2 weeks ago? Took that Rio. We sold that put on Rio.
yeah, and another one that you ought to probably look at, when we were in with Chris, he actually did a ratio spread on Home Depot, and it's done real well. I'd probably take profit on that thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think I was out that day.
Yeah, actually, I got out of that this morning. So, and then I flipped around in another program. I bought a 410, 420 call spread, and we were up 50% on that. So I just thought to take that one as well. So,
Heck yeah. HD. What's HD? What did it do? Did it, oh no, it went up. Was it a put ratio spread?
yeah, we had was it a four? I had to go look. Let me see where my fill was on that. Oop, not that. This.
Peggy's saying 400 lightning strikes along the coast of California. Yeah, that's what causes them, Peggy. I think partially sometimes.
yeah. Or people starting fireworks,
Yeah.
go in the forest,
Yeah,
throw a
we were
firecracker.
long the 290 and short two 280s on that.
Oh wow.
And we
Nice.
got into that, I think, right around like a $1.05 or a $1.10. It was down at 50 cents. So figured half of that's looking pretty good.
Heck yeah. Yeah. Take profits, right? We had so is anybody in here coming from Telegram? Did you get in anybody get on that Lulu trade today? We had a nice little, so yesterday I saw these flows coming in on Lulu, and it was before earnings. So I didn't trade it because I didn't want to deal with the IV crush. And I was like, saw it plummet. It was like 160, I think it was 165 calls yesterday, and so we just waited till today. This morning we opened it up, um, got a nice little 100% winner. And about
So you sold a 165 call?
no, I bought a put. Yeah,
Oh, you bought a 165 put. Oh man,
yeah,
yeah.
this morning. Yeah.
Okay.
So when we got, after, because earnings crush or IV crush, anybody doesn't know, IV crush goes down. IV crush is when IV gets crushed, goes down after earnings. So if you buy like if you buy a put or a call, right, that is going to be way more expensive than it's going to be after earnings. So you could have, I was looking at it, and so if it was like a 132, it was 132 yesterday, the put. And then this morning, even though we dropped, I think Lulu dropped, I mean, it's down what, 20% almost, 18%. It was 20% down at the start of the day before it recovered a bit. Um, when I checked it this morning, it was like 140 some. So even though it dropped 20% because of that IV crush, you would have made like 7% on that options. But because basically what I saw this morning, we had, let's go to the 3-minute chart. So we got in about here. We got good timing on this actually. So we got in at it was 68, I believe. 60, no, it was, what was it? Let me see. We got it, yeah, 68 cents this morning. Now it was the same put that we saw yesterday, and there was still a ton of volume versus open interest. Volume was still over open interest. Which means more people are opening trades, trading those puts. A ton of people are trading them. So and the earnings for Lulu was horrible. They have no solution to any of their problems. They are not a $175 company. So I thought that since people are still pouring into puts and the put skew between puts and calls was still really high, there was like not any calls for the September 12th 165 put. Earnings were horrible. So we took it. It was actually cheaper than what we would have gotten into it yesterday, right? So 68 cents versus $1.32. And Lulu just after this little recovery from the open, it just kind of continued to sell off. And we got out like right here for a nice 100% winner. But I'm glad that we didn't take the option yesterday because we wouldn't have gotten as much of a gain. And it could have gone the other way. Earnings could have gone the other way. But Lulu is not like there. So yoga pants, right? That's
the famous thing.
Yeah, that's what they sell, right?
Yeah.
And I have some Lulu shorts. I mean, they're good and stretchy, but it's a dying trend. If fashion has moved on, the polyester stuff, the microplastics, that's become nobody wants to wear microplastic shorts where they just, sweat and, you get hot. Like you go to a hot yoga class wearing Lululemon polyester, it gets into your body. And a lot of the Zoomers, right? It's really sort of a fading millennial trend is like the yoga pants and the athleisure. Zoomers are going more towards the cotton, the more natural fabrics, and the bulkier stuff, or wider cut stuff. So not boding well for Lulu. Not only that, but a lot of their stuff is sourced from China, which obviously is going to be impacted by the trade wars and specifically the textiles. And not only that, but the thing is, they're competing with a lot of other brands now. There's athleisure is still around, but it's a lot more competitive. You have Aloe, you got Fabletica, you have a lot of other companies that are trying or have entered the space and are cheaper, more affordable. Lulu, the store's aesthetic changed, right? It looks more like the Gap now when you go in versus it used to be more of a luxury experience on the retail outlets. And the thing is now they're competing and so really what Lulu has been sort of banking on is external international demand, but they're competing with companies in China, which is what they're trying to break into. They're competing with Shine and Temu, both of which are cheaper, more affordable, and have better brand cachet, I would say, than Lulu. So yeah, that's why Lulu is definitely not worth $168. It wasn't worth over $200. For Lulu, really, what I see, we're at the 2020 lows now with this move. I don't really foresee, maybe this gap will fill a little bit. I don't really think that it's going to be a long-term recovery though. Again, 2022 lows, but I really think that we could go back to 2017, like $52 is probably really where Lulu belongs, honestly, but more conservatively, 111, which would be the 18 or 19, 2019, 2018 lows. It's probably about what it should be, as much as any of that matters in the market today. But
they're also out of Canada, aren't they?
are they? I thought they were.
I think they're out of like Vancouver or something like that.
Lulu HQ. Canadian. Yep, you're right. So, yeah. Well, I guess that's not good either. But yeah,
it's West Coast stuff, but
yeah. Well,
it's north of the border.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, Lululemon is going to go down for considerably, I think, in the next year, maybe even quicker than that. But and also it's pricey, right? So if consumer, whatever the consumer data is, who knows? But if consumer does feel stressed, I don't know if they're going to be buying Lulu shorts.
Yeah, they're expensive.
They are, and you can buy the same quality stuff without the brand, at Costco and other places. And they're just polyester stretchy shorts and yoga pants. It's
Yeah.
not super. They were innovative back in 2014, but it's not happening for them. Anybody, let me know. I don't know. I guess I don't know if anybody here took that trade, but if you did, let me know in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. Let's see what else we got. Rio, LM, Lockheed, for all my wave trader folks, we did get a nice 31% winner on Lockheed, 31 or 33%. Did a debit spread on that because it was kind of expensive, but
They filled the gap.
they did. I mean, Lockheed, they did sign what I think we saw yesterday. We started really popping. It took a couple days for it to start taking off, but they did get this $9.8 billion Patriot missile contract. I mean, this is what I'm saying with the defense companies. I just like Lockheed. So if you look at the reason, one, Lockheed had a good base forming here. You can see the base just for everybody. Oh, all my drawing. Okay, we already have that base. All right, so basically we had sort of a triple bottom, honestly, back on July 24th, and then over here and over here. A good little, triple. What was interesting about the earnings that we did peak below that bottom on following the earnings call. However, it recovered pretty quickly. And the volume profile was pretty decent on it too. So I kind of viewed this as more of a triple bottom because we did consolidate around that price. And then, we started crossing over the EMAs. I think we got into, I forget when we opened this trade. Let me see. We opened it on the 26th. So August 26th, I think. So yeah, so we had EMA crossovers, right? And really like the main things I use for technical analysis is moving averages, which then can give you some, and support, the support and resistance line volume profile, but really moving averages are kind of the main thing. So we entered here 460, 455 debit spread, and we hit over 462 today. So nice 31% winner. And it's Friday. Might as well just get out, clear it out for the weekend, get ready for next week's trade. But yeah, you see how the moving, when we entered it on the 26th, right? The moving averages had crossed over the short term, the 9, crossed over both the 50 and the 20. And then I believe my wave indicator, it actually hadn't pinged it yet, but actually it pinged it today. So there's probably a lot more room. I mean, I actually went long also, long Lockheed on the underlying as well. And the wave indicators, printing out call signal, which means that probably we got a high likelihood of it going up to 469 at least. But I do think that Lockheed, in terms of the other defense companies, is cheaper than not necessarily cheaper, but it has a better chart set up than.
Yeah, I would just going through Rockwell and Honeywell and Raytheon and all those guys, and Lockheed's definitely the stronger of all of them.
Yeah, GE. I mean, they're all like GE. If you look at GE, it's like, do you want to buy GE here? It's like the all-time highs, right? So Lockheed's been underperforming. It's been sold off, has a significant sell-off from its top. I mean, $200, like 30%. So, and it's not going anywhere, right? So I think that that's partially why it got on our radar, and then why we traded it, because it has more room to run, and I don't really want to go into GE at all-time highs, especially if it's what is it at? Almost $300 a share.
It has 275.
275, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 275. But it's like when do you if it was down here, yeah, I'd go in, but here I don't know. Uh
Yeah, if it come back to that 200 day, it'd be awesome to buy it there.
yeah, I know, right? You can't bet against defense Bodine saying, well, yeah, when Lulu made those semi-transparent workout clothes. Yeah, I remember that. And Kenneth is saying everything is made out of polyester because it's cheap. Uh, Kenneth just made 50% on HD. Kenneth, did you take that ratio spread that Jeff and Chris talked about? Is that how you made it on HD? Um, but yeah, long LMT for a while. You know what's weird is CEG. I mean, CEG is selling off hard. I'm kind of surprised by this. I didn't see this one coming. Nuclear energy, electrical
Constellation Energy, yeah.
constellation energy, yeah.
Yeah. I noticed that it was kind of heading down. I was seeing on some short-sighted scans that I was looking at. I was like, what's going on with this thing?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's causing this. I mean, you have AI, you have this little news from Reuters. I guess they're AI. Yeah, they are AI related, but I mean, nuclear energy is just going to be a thing. I guess AI is its primary or most like growth
Yeah.
application now. So if AI is flagging, maybe maybe that's kind of dragging it down.
Maybe they didn't like the $1 trillion deal that Musk got from Tesla. Did you hear about that?
Was his compensation?
Yeah. Over the next 10 years, they'll be paying him $1 trillion. And I was like, well, 100 billion a year is not bad, I guess. So,
How does he do? With inflation today? How does he even survive?
yeah, exactly. There's 1,135 billionaires in the United States.
Wow.
You,
Yeah,
you never would think that, but I saw in the Wall Street Journal, was it last night or whatever it was? There's 1,135 billionaires.
that's
Well,
crazy.
I was just like, that sounds like an awful lot.
That is a lot. I wonder, are they mainly in tech, real estate, probably
Real
tech, real
estate,
estate?
yeah.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny. They had a map of kind of where they lived, and none live in Alaska, and none live in, is it Wyoming or Montana? It's one of those two. And I was just like, wow, that's kind of weird.
Interesting.
So, but
They
most of
probably
them, of
have
course, live
probably
on the
have
coast or down
houses.
in Texas.
Probably have houses in Wyoming, but
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, you said a lot in Texas,
Yeah. I mean, Dallas
Texas,
is
Florida,
huge. Of course, you got all the oil companies down in Houston.
right?
So, but as far as them living, most of them live down there and that the Miami area, Florida, down in there.
Oh, really? That's yeah. Well, that's
So,
I guess I don't know. I don't know why. I guess taxes, but at that level, I don't know why. Maybe
yeah,
like I know like Florida has that cat like the what is it the you can't lose your house in bankruptcy, but also that doesn't matter. So I don't know.
yeah, not for them. They just
No,
buy it,
they don't
stroke a
buy. I don't
check.
even think. Yeah, do they even buy houses? I feel like they just get loans from banks
Yeah,
as billionaires. Like, yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but billionaires actually don't hardly ever buy anything. Like that's why like Steve Jobs, right, famously took like $1 salary from Apple. Uh, but if you're like Goldman Sachs and Steve Jobs says, "Hey, I want to buy this house in San Jose," are you going to say no? Like, you,
right.
yeah, like, yeah, okay, your salary on paper is $1, but like, you're not going to say no to Musk or Steve. They can buy whatever they want, they just get the loans, right? They don't actually ever really buy much.
Yeah, yeah. Not only that, but they have these accounts, and what they do is they take a loan from their own account then they pay themselves back with interest, so they just make that much more money.
That's pretty crazy.
So that's exactly how they do it. I mean, it's just crazy.
That is.
So
It's another level. It's another
yeah.
level to the game. I bet a lot live in New York too. Manhattan,
Yeah,
Connecticut,
I think a lot of them live up there in the New York, Boston area for sure.
New York area, Metro, Texas, Florida, and obviously, I'm sure
California for
California.
sure.
Yeah.
So
Seattle, right?
yeah, that's
All the
yeah, Seattle. There's probably quite a few of them up in there.
yeah. We have some Bodine had an interesting thing about CEG, I think. What did you say that, Bodine? That the CEG problem could be related to Microsoft and their deal. Yeah, I suppose it could, but I mean, if they have the deal, they have the deal. I know Microsoft is down, but they inked that deal, right? So I don't know. They inked the deal to basically provide power to Microsoft's data centers. I don't know if that would cause it, but these things can be correlated, so maybe that's a good idea. Um, who knows?
Well, and also Apple's trying to team up with Microsoft also. So, which is crazy to me.
What are they doing with Microsoft?
Um, Apple's wanting to basically get out of their AI because it sucks and team up with Microsoft on their AI.
Yeah. I mean, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Apple that's so anathema to Apple's their whole philosophy, culture,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
They're literally opening their platform to like their biggest competitor, right? Because
Right. Exactly.
they suck.
And I'm just like, that doesn't even make any sense. But, I mean, that I don't know. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Bodine, I think that I mean that's as good of a guess as any, man. Yeah, and Kenneth, Apple does need their AI software, but the question is, why did Apple drop the ball so much? Now, look, so no, we didn't take a lazy trade this week because I came back on Wednesday and it didn't happen. I was out. But you know, Apple, I believe their share buyback program is starting in September today, or this month rather. So then they have it's like the biggest it's like the biggest stock buyback there in history. I think they said this was a couple quarters ago, from what I recall.
Now, Apple's up because of the Google news.
Right, but longer term, like Apple's, like I think that just because that's pure stock buyback, they're going
Yeah.
to just they're going to rise, and yeah, it popped because of the Google news, but but like they're not innovating. But I do think that doesn't really necessarily mean their stock's going to go to whatever
Right.
down much, but yeah, the Google news, the antitrust stuff, that was struck down by the courts. Uh, you know, if you do want a tech company, uh, I mean, I think Google's on a breakout. I mean, we're really gapping high. I mean, I just think Google's a high flyer. Each of their business segments, right? Think about Google as like it's like four different businesses, uh, and each of them are multiple hundreds of billions of dollars each. It's it's a really actually great business. So I think we could see a pretty good run up on Google, honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know where it will end, right? But you know, I don't know. I might try and take a little bite out of Google and see how it goes because I'm just trying to. Yeah, I mean, I don't. There's really no. We're kind of in the stratosphere right now. I don't know. I don't know where Google go. I think it's going higher. There's nothing to stop it now, right? Now that the antitrust stuff is over. And of
Yeah,
course, when you load up your iPhone, if you have an iPhone, you're probably Android, aren't you, Jeff?
of course.
And dude, I swear, every engineer is an Android user. It's
Uh,
it's something about it.
well, I mean, my wife if it has an I in front of it, my wife owns it. Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
just as flat out. I mean, she is 100% Apple, no iPhone, iPads, Macs, I mean, just anything. We even have an Apple TV there. I mean,
nice.
there it is. But I've always, programmed and done everything in Windows. And so when I was playing with iPhones, I was like, these things suck. I want something that works. And so I grabbed an Android and it works just fine. And the one thing, I mean, I have an iPad at the house, and there are actually some websites that I cannot pull up on that stupid thing. So I get my phone out and it does it just fine. And I
Yeah.
don't know what it is about Safari or whatever it is, but something keeps it from doing something.
Yeah. Well, it'll all be Android soon once Apple opens up to Microsoft, dude. I don't know. It's a
Yeah.
crazy move. It's good for Microsoft. Like, I mean, look, Microsoft is selling off hard. Let's wait to see where it's support. Let's wait to see. Maybe finds a little bit of support right here at the 495 level. Maybe after this, after earnings, after the sell-off on earnings, but Microsoft is going to be just the titan of everything, man. They have the personal computers, the AI, the data centers. I mean, they're taking obviously market share from Apple now, and intruding into Apple's ecosystem. So, dang, I don't know. I think Microsoft's let's find some support, but I think I might go long Microsoft once we get here, somewhere uh where we start showing some life again after this sell off.
Yeah. Well, one of the earnings things that I was kind of surprised at, put the GWRE in there. Check this thing out. These guys do like software for,
GWRE.
yeah, GWRE. Look at that. I mean, these people do software for, what is it, property and casualty insurance people.
Mm.
And all of a sudden, the earnings come out and they, jump them up $50. I mean, it's crazy. And I mean, they've been selling off ever since their last earnings. As you can see, they gapped them up and they sold them off, right?
Yeah.
Well, they gapped them up now. My question is this a good short?
It might be. Let's see. Let's see. Is anything coming in? No. But it could have happened yesterday. I don't. Yeah. I mean, if the pattern plays out like it did last time, I
Yeah.
never even heard of these people.
Yeah, this is Guidewire. But yeah, they do software for, I swear it's just for, like insurance and realtors and stuff like that. So,
Well,
but
they are bouncing off of those highs, so pretty sharp bounce. I mean, bounce off of like that 263.37.
yeah.
Um. So yeah, I mean, it could be actually a good short. I wonder. Let me see what the skew is on if there's any. GW. Not a ton of activity, just in general. Maybe a little more puts versus on September side, and really nothing past September 19th though. I don't even know we have like 14 days. 250.
I mean, you can get a 250, 240 put spread for October for 285.
Yeah, that's pretty good. If I could get it for like at least like the 250, just getting that 50 at least
Yeah.
50%.
I mean,
Little lower.
this thing just corrected back half that, that gap right there, do really well.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what caused the such a good earnings. Let's see. Can everybody see this screen here?
Yeah.
Dax. Non-GAAP earnings per share of 84 cents. Company reported revenues 356.6 million, up 22%. 19 deals. Yeah, Liberty Mutual. Stability, blah, 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 Liberty. Is this some AI like, oh, dude, this is gonna suck. I hate this company, man. Are they trying to do like AI underwriting and communication? That's gonna
I
be horrible.
wouldn't be surprised one bit.
That's gonna be horrible, dude. Trying to talk to trying to talk to Airbnb this weekend. I'm pretty sure I just talked to
A bot.
a bot, dude. It's impossible. It's
Yeah.
impossible to get anything done.
Yep.
It's so
Yep.
it's
I hate those things.
yeah. I mean, you can tell. It's like they're good bots. Like you think you might be talking to. I was talking to Clifford. I think I'm pretty sure. I've never met anybody named Clifford, dude. I think that was like a bot.
Yeah.
Never met a
I
real
was
person named Clifford.
I was talking to Patrick at Amazon, and after I started, telling him what was going on, he was just like, "Well, let me think about that for a minute." I was like, "You're a bot. You're not a real person."
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Huh.
yeah, dude. It's hard. It was. So I mean, so yeah, I mean, if they, I guess that's good though. I hope the share price goes down. I'd have talked to a person. Um, Interesting though. Yeah, of course we had the AVGO with a huge gap up. So
Yeah.
I was talking about this with Jack yesterday. I think that I can't recall what the expected move was, but it was like $25. So they actually overperformed. They overperformed their expected move. AVGO,
Yeah.
huge
Well,
company like this. It's just insane.
Jack loves AVGO.
I know. I know. We always have to we talk about AVGO every time he's on, man.
Yeah.
Um, but I think he's been I don't know if he sells cover. I think he sells covered calls and puts on it, but I don't know. I don't know what happened with those covered calls today.
Yeah. He sells a lot of put spreads and puts on the thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's not you definitely probably well into profit today, even though it's selling off and retracing. Um, and I think it was pretty solid earnings, right? I mean, so it was weird though. So I remember last night I read the CNBC article. It's like they have what was it, a 10 billion, uh, a mystery 10 billion customer, EVGO mystery customer. They won't say like they didn't say who signed. Let's see, AVGO here it is. Broadcom's stock pops on mystery $10 billion AI customer. Uh,
So they're dumping $10 billion into Broadcom on their stock?
I think
Or,
they signed a $10 billion deal with
ah,
somebody. Yeah.
okay.
Uh, where is the any more details on this?
10 billion said,
Oh yeah, here you go. Tan said on a call with analyst that Broadcom had secured a $10 billion order for its custom AI chips, which it calls XPUs, for my fourth customer. So this is what's crazy about this whole thing. And so I believe it was over uh Blake here didn't sell his AVGO 350 calls at open. Yep. It's all were you looking good on those, Blake? At the open?
Man, I tell you, I look back, and if I would have sold, I think the max, like the highest that contract went was like 1,000. But it, if I would have sold it open, it probably would have only filled for like 600 or 700 bucks. But I was like, let's see if it wants to go higher. And then after a minute or two, it just started retracing, and I was like, well, I spent $20 on this contract. We'll see what happens. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I should have sold though in hindsight, but it is what it is now.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta take profits. We've all been there, man. I'm there. We're all there consistently.
Yep.
yeah,
It was, and it was strictly like in my mind, I was like, oh, this is a free trade. Like, but hey, see, everybody makes mistakes, right? Like, come on now.
yeah.
So don't feel bad.
Yeah, even Blake
Even
lays it
me.
on.
That's right. Even look
What's
at that.
what's the expiration date on that?
I think it was a week. I think it expires today.
Oh, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
well.
No, I wasn't brave enough to swing like a next week call.
Yeah.
I probably should have though. Would have paid a little nicer.
Yeah, well, You win some, you lose some. You win some, and then you lose some. You lose some that you were winning. You lose some that you win some that you were losing. You know, it's just that's
Yeah.
how it goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, had some profits this week, and then I was like, oh, let's just see how well we can do today. And
Yeah,
we don't talk about that one anymore.
yeah. On to the next.
On to the next.
But the guy Tan, so this is what's really weird. There's no mystery customer. $10 billion from a fourth customer.
Right.
So who is it?
And it's for chips, for XPU chips.
For XPU chips, yeah. So let's see. Broadcom, 3 customers. Okay, so here we go. This is their customer. While Broadcom doesn't name its large web scale customers, analysts have said dating back last year, its first 3 clients were Google. We know it was Google basically from the report yesterday. Google, Meta, and ByteDance. So I guess they weren't affected by the export controls to ByteDance. Whatever's going on with that. Honestly, I'm kind of lost on what we're doing with the chips into China.
Yeah.
But these chips are going to commence in 2026. Chips. This fourth customer. So who is the customer? We know. I mean, it's probably one of the big tech companies. $10 billion probably got to be one of the big tech companies, right?
Well, it's either a big tech company or it might be a foreign company as well that they're not divulging. I mean, think about who's trying to up their AI stuff. I mean, you got everybody in the world doing that. So makes you wonder who it is. That's
They
for
are an
sure.
American company. They're headquartered in San Jose.
Well,
So but I guess I don't know. I mean, what is the status on those? I know that they said NVIDIA could start shipping chips to China again, the H20 chips.
right.
So are import controls just, but I did see today on CNBC, or export controls rather, I did see today on CNBC that somewhere here. Well, I can't find it, but I'm just looking at oh, here you go. Trump warns fairly substantial chip tariffs are coming. I thought they were already here. I don't know what's going on with this.
Yeah, I thought that was already done.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea what's happening. They soon impose fairly substantial tariffs on semiconductor imports from companies that do not shift production to the U.S., but will spare firms like Apple that expand the investments domestically. So, okay, so you can't import. So, like Taiwan Semiconductor might face some headwinds there. AVGO,
But
though, I don't know
but
if it's
Taiwan Semiconductors is building a plant in Texas.
right. So, I guess
So
they're going to get
they're going to be outside of those tariffs.
right. Okay, so AVGO is here, and I don't know where is AVGO's plant. Geo production facility location. Fort Collins, Colorado, and Malaysia. Also Singapore and Taiwan and China.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think their majority is actually based in the US. But I don't know what the export controls are going to.
Yeah.
Actually Biden started those in 2022. That wasn't Trump. He actually said that right? I'm not losing my mind. He said that we weren't going to export. We couldn't that he would limit exports on chips with the
Right.
CHIPS Act or whatever.
Yeah. I don't think you're losing your mind.
Yeah. So I don't know. The fourth customer. Let's see if we can ask AI. Who is likely AVGO fourth customer? Ooh, interesting. According to Google's AI, OpenAI is likely the fourth customer for Broadcom's custom AI chips, according to analysts and media reports.
Open AI?
Yeah.
Ah,
Interesting. OpenAI is reportedly developing its own AI chip to reduce its reliance on NVIDIA. The chip is being co-designed with Broadcom.
aha. Alrighty.
Interesting. So one of the interesting things, though, about the whole AI thing, uh, look at this. Look at this key line right here from a fourth customer. We're talking about the fourth customer. Usually, I don't know many Fortune, I don't know many top 10 market cap companies, top 5 market cap companies that have 3 customers,
Yeah.
which is NVIDIA. Also, if you don't know this, folks, I believe 2 companies are responsible for over 50% of its revenue, which is kind of scary.
Yeah. Lose
Right.
one and you're gonna be hurting.
Right. So it also is, that's not anti-fragile. It's a pretty fragile ecosystem, right? Uh, for NVIDIA, for AVGO. Ooh, wow, look at NVIDIA. Um, so I just wonder, I mean, I wonder if this is going to be if there's going to be some, I don't know, like, everybody's saying AI bubble. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. Like, I think AI is, maybe it's not as valuable as people say yet, but I was just using it to code this morning. It's pretty freaking incredible. Um, but like 4 customers, Apple, think how many customers Apple has, right? Millions and
Oh
millions,
yeah.
hundreds of millions, maybe
That's right.
probably hundred.
Hundred.
Yeah. So I just Broadcom has 4. That's insane to me. NVIDIA, most of its revenue is from 2. Uh, but I mean, I don't know. So it's interesting in 2 respects. One, for the chip companies themselves, but also for like the AI industry as a whole. There's really no other game in town besides that, right? So yeah, Bodine's a good point, Bodine. We're talking about XPU technology. But Broadcom has a lot of other customers for other stuff. That is true. Yes, that's true, I guess. I don't know. I feel like let's Nvidia though. Let's look at over 50% or more of its revenues from 2 people, 2 companies, right? So it's just, I don't know. It seems pretty fragile. I don't know how sustainable that is, right? Because you're basically, for Nvidia to grow, you're basically betting that the companies that it sells to, its customers, its 2 customers, will also continue to grow at like an exponential pace, right? Because they have to keep on growing. So, uh, I don't know. It's just it's an interesting thing. I wonder if, maybe not a hard bubble, but maybe the stock prices will come down to earth a little bit. Um, Now what's interesting with Nvidia here is basically, what are we at? We're at 166. So about 2 months of gains have been wiped out since earnings, and we're now below the 50 EMA. So where do we fall from here? Like, would you buy here, Jeff? Add to a position, buy into a position here.
Um, I actually want NVIDIA to pull back some more. I want it to come back down to that what is that, 161, 158, 160 area. Uh, where are those lows over there on the left side? Where it kind of consolidated. right there.
140, 145 or so.
Yeah, 150. Like I can say is like 150, 160 is in there somewhere. If it'll do that, I'll be all over it.
Yeah.
I'd love to have it right there. Right now it's kind of a falling knife, and I have a hard time trying to buy something that's doing that. Now, if it would, I mean, if it would pop back up above back like the 50-day moving average or something like that, okay, maybe that's a good trigger to get back long on it. But right now, I mean, I don't know if it'll go down and test that 200-day down there, but that's about where all those that consolidation area is. And look at
Yeah,
your
and the volume
VWAP right
profile
there.
there's a volume shelf right there too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's where I want to buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see it. And the moving average is kind of is moving up towards that volume shelf.
Yeah.
That would be good. I mean, even better would be like back to 136,
Oh,
136.
yeah.
I wonder if you could sell what can you get for if you did want to buy NVIDIA? I'm sure Chris would be doing a ratio spread. Probably already has one up on this one.
Let's see what we have here.
I mean, decent. I mean, you can get if you 150,
You can
63
go
bucks.
November 150 put for $5.
Ooh, November.
A November 150 put is $5. Heck, you can get $4 for the 145.
So if you bought, so yeah, so if you got four bucks for the 145, and let's just say that you did get assigned, you're at 140, which is right, like it's below the breakout, resistance line.
Yeah,
It's below this most recent volume shelf. Like your real cost would be 140.
right.
That was right where NVIDIA consolidated.
Exactly. You just hold on to that for a couple of months and you're good.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah. I'm actually liking it myself. I think I might do it.
I think I might too. All right, folks. So let me type that in.
Now remember, we're selling a naked put here, people, so you're going to be taking the stock if it gets there.
Right. You have to be willing to do that.
Right.
But if you do want to do it, it's let's see, what was it? 21 November. 21 November. Sell it open.
145.
Are you doing 145 or 150?
I'm doing the 145s get financed down to 140, right?
Now I'm seeing 385 for that. 390. So the
I just
the
I just
150
got what I get filled at? I got filled 395.
395. So you would still be at 142, which is still below basically 141 some, which is still in that consolidation band.
Yeah,
It's not,
you're financed down to 141 basically.
yeah.
So, I mean, you've got $4 to play with below 145, and that's assuming that they get down there. If it does, I mean, I'll take the stock there in a heartbeat. So, but I mean, we're up here at 170, 165 right now. It's $20 out of the money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm more than willing to take the stock down there.
Yeah. Yeah. So about 393 folks, try and get in on that. If you want it, if you want that, that's that's actually, look at this though. If you go back even further, this was a big band of consolidation for NVIDIA.
Yeah.
Like not even back into May, but back into January into late 2024. That one, if we're basically 141, like we're basically like that is a very strong support zone.
Very strong.
And even if you go back to June of 2024, so a year and a half ago, NVIDIA touched right around where we are, a little bit below 141, but 140 before it sold off temporarily.
Right.
That's interesting.
And that big sell off there, that was August last year, wasn't it?
Right here. Oh no, which one?
August of last year, be 2024 August. They had a pretty good sell off then.
Yeah, 131. That was like that August crash.
Yeah, all the
90.
AI guys got smacked.
Yeah. Yeah, they sold off. It's pretty nice. But I mean, dude, what's crazy is they have really like the two. I know April, like really you have late February, I guess they crossed. So Liberation, they were actually kind of below the 200 even before Liberation Day, which is
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. And they dropped a little bit and then they took off again.
Yeah. Wow.
Let's ride some NVIDIA wave if we get down to that 200-day moving average.
Yeah. I mean, that would be sick.
Yeah.
That'd be so sick. It's probably, it's like if NVIDIA goes down there, do we, how long does it take? It probably, it's not going to be a bear market, but that would probably coincide with a correction on the general markets. I mean, we do not want to break over on SPY. Let's go SPX. It's sometimes better than SPY for levels. Man, I mean, we do not want to break over this 6,500, 6,503. We just really just want to churn here. I know we opened up over it, but we're back below it again. I don't know
Well,
what it takes to break out of this level.
yeah. Well, one thing, just like we were pointing to last time, I guess it was literally last Friday. Just like today, the S&P is making a new all-time high this morning, right?
Yeah.
The NASDAQ failed to do it again.
Oh, did it?
It
Oh,
did.
yeah. I know I was in California. I got too much sunshine. I forgot about this little correlation here.
Notice it failed to make a new high.
You're right. You're totally right.
It went up, almost got there,
Yeah.
but it failed to make that high when the S&P was making new all-time highs, and it started dropping back. And I was just like, they're gonna hang somebody this morning, and they did.
You can't go higher without tech leading the way,
That's
honestly.
right.
You can't. It's not possible.
Right. Not in this day and age.
No.
So, but yeah, and we did that again a week ago. They went up. They were just about to make a high, and the S&P made a new all-time high, and it failed, and down it went. And they did it again this morning. So the S&P was just like, "Come on, Nasdaq, come on, come on, come on, come on," and it said, "Nope, not today."
That's pretty crazy. Um, and I know you had a lesson. I know you had RSP. RSP still tried to touch all-time highs. Just
Yeah,
interesting. This is the equal weight ETF, right? So if you're looking at SPY, it's actually weighted to like the big I don't know, top,
yeah, it's market cap weighted.
yeah, market cap weighted. So this is not weighted.
Right.
It's an interesting little insight into where the rest of the ecosystem is.
Yeah.
The mags, I don't know if it's the mags that are holding tech. Oh, so yes, I guess it has some NVIDIA. Apple's up. Apple doesn't have any indicative value of anything much anymore. I honestly don't think. I think it's kind of being disconnected from the markets because it's not as powerful as it used to be. But you do have Amazon, Amazon's still off of all-time highs. Uh, I think they have room to run. So it may be mags holding it back. Um, yeah, it's probably that probably has something to do with it. I mean, again, NVIDIA and Hood. Though
Yeah.
Hood's not a Mag 7, but I think NVIDIA and Hood, AVGO, these are all companies that sort of direct the market, right? Um, in this day and age. So, and they're kind of rolling over,
Yeah.
at least Hood and NVIDIA.
What's TSM doing?
Just nothing. A bunch
Yeah.
of nothing.
No.
a bunch of movement to do nothing.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of looks like NVIDIA, huh?
Yeah.
So
Um, so yeah. Uh, Bodine, sound is recovering. Actually, you're right. We're gonna hold on to that probably into the weekend, into Monday. We'll see how it goes. We have plenty of time for that. That's a more of a longer term trade. Um, Still was a unusual flow, but we're gonna hold on to it a little while longer. But I want to. Jeff had a pretty cool lesson today. I wanted to get to because I was super interested in it. You want to tell us more about that, Jeff?
yeah, I mean, I think everybody's been seeing, gold take off and, doing all kinds of crazy things and uh show them how to kind of take advantage of that. And so let me get this going here.
Yeah, I mean, gold, we're in a good position for gold, I feel like, coming up with these interest rate cuts that are likely happening on the 21st, right? So, or the
Yeah,
17th.
I mean, and that's the cool thing about it. I think you're gonna, the one thing I thought was really interesting this morning, I was looking at the Fed what do they call it? On the CME site they have a Fed Now thing. Anyway, there's actually the quarter point interest rate dropped a little bit and the half point went up a little bit.
Oh,
And
that'll
I
be
was just like,
spicy.
oh, so maybe they're thinking because of the jobs report this morning, they're going to get maybe a half point instead of a quarter point. Yeah, we dropped from like 93% down to 87%. Here, I'll show it to you real quick. Um, where is that thing? Here it is. Yeah, it's the Fed Watch tool. And it's kind of cool here. There we go. And well, it's actually dropped a little again, but this was at 87% after the news this morning. It's bumped back up to 88%. But this is the quarter point rate cut. Right now, we're currently 4.25 by 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
This is 400 by 4.25, and then this jumped up to over 12%. And I was just like, ooh,
That's wild. Yeah.
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 And I
I
thought,
mean,
that's the half point. And I was just like, well, that's kind of interesting.
if that happens, I think gold's gonna have
Oh,
a good old time.
man, it's going to take off. And I don't know exactly what the the S&P will do. I mean, it wants cheaper rates. And I mean the market would love to have no cheaper rates, but they do a half point cut. I think the S&P, the Nasdaq, the Russell and gold to just go through the ceiling
Oh yeah.
and just take off. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, by the end of the year if we're not up around 3750, 3800 on gold. But if they do that, it wouldn't surprise me if we don't try to get to 4000 by the end of the year. So, and that's basically a 350 point move in gold. So, and I'm ready for it, by the way. So,
I think. Well, I want to be ready. How do we get ready for it?
yeah.